Okay, guys, tonight we are going to be talking about how to target Facebook friends in your niche, growing your list to grow your income, part 2. Okay, so let's get started. Last week we talked about how to use the friend removal tool to clean up your original list. And so tonight we're going to move a little forward with that information and show you how to connect with new friends. So what are the requirements that a friend should have? You have to really kind of dive deep into this, but the first thing that you're going to want to know is you're going to want to know what your customer avatar is. So like I told you guys last week, if you have not dived into the customer avatar training, you need to go back and do that before you really start building your list on Facebook. It will really help you understand who you're really looking for to be your friend. And some of the things that you need to consider when you're looking at friends on Facebook to decide whether or not you're going to send them a request is, what are they about? So you want to look for people who are in higher income brackets because they're likely to be more of a buyer. And of course, when you're selling products and services and you're running a business, you definitely want to connect with more people that are buyers. So those in a higher income brackets are definitely going to have more money to be buyers, be a little bit more flexible with the things that they do buy. People that show on their profile that maybe that they've been to college, they're higher educated, that's going to be a good indication that they're making more money than others. So how do you really tell this information? You want to look at their pictures. You can kind of tell, like what type of vacations they're taking, what places they're going, do they show a lot of activity or not? Typically those that are not showing themselves getting out and about very often would be people that maybe are on a stricter budget. So you want to kind of look at some of that stuff. And like I said, look at their job history. What kind of jobs are they in? Somebody working at Walmart's going to be making less money than somebody who works at a college. So, you just kind of have to look at those things. And are they married? Why would that matter? Well, guess what? If you're married, typically they have 2 incomes in their household. So these are some of the things that you want to take into consideration. We talked about the customer avatar part of it last week. Do they actually have something that you could connect with them on? But these are some of the other requirements that you should be looking at, because like I said, you're running a business, and even though you're wanting to make friends, you want to make friends that are able to buy. Okay, so creating targeted connections. You want to create a list that your mother would love and join groups your dad would approve of. So how do we do that? Step 1, we are going to look for sponsored ads. Most people hate those things, but we're going to use them to our advantage. Now, I'm showing you a little bit of a little snippet of one that I found on my feed. But in a few minutes when we get through with the slides, I'm going to actually go back and show you live. We'll find a sponsored ad and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So when you find a sponsored ad, you want to look for the word sponsored, so that way it's a paid ad. And then what you do is typically on these paid ads, people will comment. Look at the comments that are being made and see if it's the type of comment that would have come from another network marketer or somebody who's interested in buying this product or service. And of course, you want to always make sure that the product or service that you're looking at is something that's in your niche. So you don't want to look at sponsored ads of things that don't, that aren't in your niche, wouldn't be something that you would sell. But if it is somebody who is niche specific to you, then definitely view the comments. And then for those that have commented, you want to view the profiles and see if there's somebody that you can possibly connect with. Because if these people are commenting on a sponsored ad, more than likely they've had some type of connection with this person in the past, because they're showing up as a retarget. So that means that they've possibly already bought from the person that's running the sponsored ad, or they just really do like the person that's running the sponsored ad. So you know already that you're going to have something in common. But here's the kicker. When you do check these profiles out, do not send a friends request unless you have mutual friends in common. Otherwise, Facebook will slap you like a little kid and say you're spamming, because you have no connection to these folks and you're sending out friends requests to a bunch of people that you don't know. But if you send friends requests to people that you have mutual connections with, Facebook will go, oh, okay, well, they've got mutual friends, so they just want to be friends with people that their friends are friends with. So just be very careful and make sure that you have a mutual connection. At least a few is what I like to go by, but no less than one for sure. Okay, so if you find people on this list that meet all those requirements, go ahead and send them a friends request and see where that goes. All right, so that's one way that you can connect with people in your niche on Facebook. Let's look at another. Okay, so you're going to find industry leaders. These are people that are doing something in the same niche that you're in, and they're out there and they're top leaders in their field. And you're going to try to connect with people that are friends with them, because if people that are friends with them like what they do and you do the same thing, then they are likely going to have something in common with you as well. So you want to check these folks out, and then you want to check out their friends list and see, sometimes people do not show their friends list. The only people that you'll be able to see are the mutual friends. But that's okay. If they're mutual friends, you're already friends with them. But if you can't see their friends list, then you'll just have to move on to someone else. But you can actually click who's following them, and a lot of times you can see that list. Or you can, if you're a mutual friend, you can just kind of go down their list of people who have commented on their page and grab people that way. So again, same rule applies. You want to make sure that you have mutual friends in common before you send out a friends request. And I'll go over some of this also live. Okay, the next thing you can do is actually a location search. What this means is you're actually going to say, I live near Cary, North Carolina. So I can put in Cary, NC, and see who pulls up under that location search. And I can check out those profiles and see if anyone happens to be doing some of the same things I'm doing. Do they say that they're in network marketing in their profile? I can just check out profiles of people who are connected possibly in my location. There's some benefits to this. If you want to try to hold an event, so like Erin and I are actually doing a training event coming up very soon that will more than likely be in South Carolina. So I know that that's coming up in the next few months. So one of my goals is going to be try to connect with as many network marketers as I can that are in the South Carolina area. Why would that be beneficial? Because they would not have to travel very far to come to our event. So, if you're planning something like that, or you're getting ready to visit a state nearby. You're going to, say you live in North Carolina and you're going to go to Colorado. So you might do a location search for people in Colorado, because while you're there, you can say, hey, while I'm visiting Colorado, how about come have lunch with me? You never know. You might gain a team member, or you might gain a customer by having lunch with that person while you're already in that location anyway. And like I said, if you're going to an event, you know that your company is getting ready to have an event in Pennsylvania. Search a bunch of people in Pennsylvania. Invite them to come meet you at the event. Invite them to the event with you. That's a great way to get people into your business. If your company's putting on some type of training that they might be interested in, say, hey, come be my guest. You can do things of that nature, and that can definitely help you connect with people based on location, and that would be some of the reasons you do that. But again, make sure when you're sending out those friends requests, you have at least one mutual friend. You do not want to get slapped by Facebook for spamming. Okay. Another way that we can find friends is through doing an actual friend search. Now, I'm going to tell you, I really like this way the least. It's the easy button, I will tell you that. You can actually go into your homepage, your personal homepage, go under friends, and then once you click that button, it's going to give you a big list of your friends, but then it's also going to have this little find friends button. You can click that, and it will give you a recommended list of people to be friends with. Why don't I like that? Because typically those are the people that I already have a shit ton of mutual friends with. What happens in that case is I already have a lot of competition to connect with those people, to get them into my business, because I have so many mutual friends with them. They're likely to have already been bombarded with network marketing offers. So I kind of like to find my friends generically using the first few steps, because that way it's a lower amount of mutual friends. Maybe they're just getting into the industry, which fits my niche better, because I'm trying to help people that have just gotten into network marketing. So that really actually is better for me. But it has to be based off of you and your niche. But still go through the requirements list and make sure that they're meeting your requirements as far as your customer avatar, having mutual connections. And in this case, you're probably going to find people that have a lot of mutual connections. So you're going to look for the ones that have lower numbers of mutual connections when you use this button. Okay, so the next thing that you can do is a group category search. So you want to just basically use your search bar, and if you have a topic like, say you're selling milkshakes, healthy milkshakes, so you could look for diet groups, so you could just use some different words that are pertinent to your niche to search groups. And the way you want to handle making friends in groups is you got to actually join the group, start conversations within the group, try to have comment on people's posts, provide valuable information. Like if somebody's asking a question and you can answer it. Give some value to the group before you start sending friends requests, because groups are kind of on to the fact that people are doing this. And if you just come into the group, you don't really talk with anybody there, and you just start sending out friends requests, the person who's the admin from the group can kind of say, you're spamming my group, you're out of here. So in a group situation, you definitely want to make sure that you are having conversations, giving valuable information, and then, connect with people that you've commented back and forth with, that kind of thing. So just kind of be careful in group situations, or you can get thrown out, because that's based on the admin of the group, and the admin of the group makes their own rules. So there is no generic rule for group etiquette. It's based on the person who owns the group. Okay, so some recommended strategies to connecting. Only send as many friends requests as you feel like you can connect with in a day. So what I have found as a rule of thumb is, if I send about 20 requests, I might actually talk to 6 or 10 of them that day. And then a few of them might, end up like late at night or early the next morning responding. So, and then of course there's always going to be some that don't respond at all. But I would say a rule of thumb is, if you send 20, you might talk to 6. And also make sure that you're connecting on a human level. Don't try to sell them something the minute you become friends with them. Just have a conversation, guys. Just try to find out who they are, what they're about. You can look at their profile, tell where they're living, talk a little bit about, maybe you visited where they live, or maybe you have a cousin that lives there or something. So you definitely want to make your conversation, especially the first connection, as human as possible and as friendly as possible. There's nothing wrong with mentioning that you're in network marketing, or that you work from home, or you have a side business, if you happen to get on that topic. But on your first connection, I really do not think that it's okay to make that stretch to trying to sell them your products or services. You want to be connected to that person, not just throw up your business on them. That's basically what I call it. So one thing that can help you is create a list of questions you might ask a new friend if you met them at a party. It's Christmas, it's coming up. We all go to Christmas parties. And so if you met somebody in person, what type of conversation would you have with them? And so maybe make a list of things that you might ask somebody new that you were face to face with, and use that as kind of a guideline when you're on Messenger. If you can make Messenger as personal as possible, you'll find that you'll really create lasting connections and friendships. And if you turn it into a automatic sales machine, like a lot of people are teaching, you'll find that people won't talk to you anymore. So you have to be very careful when you're using these Facebook Messenger strategies. Okay, so you definitely want to be able to sell them something once you've become friends with them, or what's the point? So the follow-up conversations are where that happens. So after your initial conversation, you can follow up with them, start a new conversation. Say they posted a picture that they just went to the beach. Say, hey, I just saw you posted a picture of the beach. I'm so jealous. I'm so ready for a beach trip. Where exactly was that? Just start some type of a new conversation. And then maybe in the second conversation, you can bring back up that you're working from home, and maybe you just started with a new business, and ask them if they have any interest. Try to make it a natural part of the conversation. Like just today, I had started a conversation with somebody 2 days ago, and the conversation kind of went over, these 2 days. It was kind of broken conversation because she was busy as well as I was. And so we were talking about the weather because she lives in New York, and I was telling her how I hated snow. I didn't know how she did it. We were just kind of back and forth a little bit. And then she just happened to mention that she had had knee surgery and that she was in a lot of pain from her knee surgery. And so I actually have a product that is a pain rub. And I suggested it to her, and I gave her my link, and I said, hey, go check this out. It is amazing, and it will really help you with the pain. And she was appreciative. Why? Because I gave her something that would help her. I didn't draw her into my business by, saying, hey, buy my shit, buy my shit. No, I let the conversation flow. And when I found an in to give her some valuable or helpful information, that's when I gave it to her. And so instead of being repelled by it, she was appreciative of it. She thanked me for my link. So that's what I mean about trying to make it a natural part of the conversation and it being helpful and valuable information. All right, so let's talk a little bit about scripts. Scripts for conversations on Messenger. I really don't like them because I feel like what people do is they take these scripts and they try to follow them word for word. And that just doesn't work on Messenger really well. Maybe on the phone a little bit, if you have if you're in a phone call center or something, that might be something that's helpful. But with Messenger, it tends to be something where you need to just have a natural flow of conversation. Try to think of these people as like they're your best friend you never met. And so you're having that conversation with them. So the scripts kind of become pointless to me. But what scripts can do is give you an idea how a sales conversation should flow. It kind of gives you ideas for when I'm in a conversation with a person, where would be a good place to put that in for telling them about my products or services. It can give you, a lot of great sales ideas. And they can be used as the guideline for the actual conversation. So a great way to use scripts is to practice writing your own scripts, because this way they're in your voice, the way you would word things. I'm from the South. I say things a whole lot differently than somebody that's from the North or from the West Coast. So if I'm trying to talk like somebody who wrote scripts from the West Coast, people are they're going to get that that's not really me. So if you're writing your own scripts just to practice a sales conversation, you're going to get a whole lot better at actual personal conversations on Messenger. So what Aaron did is he actually created a PDF guideline. And so I'm going to give you guys the link for that. It's 7 pages worth, or I would have put it in the slides. And I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. But we want you to follow the recommendations of the PDF. There is a lot of great information, and it even teaches you how to start writing your own scripts, so that way it's in your voice. So let's go now, and we're going to talk about your homework before we look at the scripts. For your homework, I want you to go through steps 1 through 4 on this slide and send out those friends requests. But don't send so many that you can't talk to them. You want to make sure that you're talking to all of them, or there's really no point in sending them out. Because if you're not creating friends that are going to engage with you, then you're doing yourself more harm than good. So really make sure that you engage with these new people. If you have somebody that you've sent a friend's request out to, and maybe you've attempted to talk to them over the space of, you know, a month or so, and they haven't responded after about 3 times, delete them, because they're going to pull your numbers down. And on Facebook, it is definitely about the numbers. And then also, like I said, with this PDF, we want you guys to read that over and practice writing some scripts so you can get better at your conversations on Messenger. All right, so let's look at the PDFs. Hold on, let me pull that over and make it as big as I can possibly get it. And I'm just going to run through this really quick, guys. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it is so much information. But it's going to help you talk to anyone about anything, ask better questions, leave the weather outside. Has the yes and principle, learning to be a play caller, focusing on the positive, and then how to write a sales script in the basic format. So it's going to take you through all the steps. There's an example here. And then using charisma for a significant advantage. And so you can see this is a lot of information that Erin put together for you guys. And I really think you guys are going to love it. And what I'm going to do is in our Facebook group, under our files section, excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice again. So under our files section, you'll find, I'm going to put it here with the replay of this training. And so you'll have the link to the PDF, and then you'll have the link for the training. So now let's go back and talk about some of the options that I just showed you for actually connecting with people. Let me get my slide thing set back up. So we talked about how to connect with people that are doing sponsored ads. Let me see if I can find one quickly. Of course, when I want one, I won't be able to find one. Let's see. Of course not. That's the way it works, guys. When you want to find a sponsored ad, they never show up. Let's see. Create an ad. Let's see, I'll find one eventually. Hold on. Thing wants to go slow. Wow, everybody is posting tonight. I'm going to use this one. It doesn't say sponsored here, but you can tell that it's like a page boost, basically. This is for a company that does artist calligraphy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come here and I'm going to look on this list. Well, if you click the list and you click onto on a sponsored ad, you're able to click and go into the sponsored ad. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to click the comments so that way you can see who's actually commented. And then what you want to do is you want to open another tab of Facebook. And the reason for this is so that way you can go back and forth between the two to check profiles. So if I see this person here, let's look for a name. Okay, this Philip Kovacs, he looks like somebody. I'm highlighting him. He's from Winnipeg, Manitoba. You know, I'm looking for people who are in the US, so I would say, you know, no, I'm not going to connect with him. All right, so let's look at Karen. She looks like somebody who is in the United States, and it says there's 744 friends. So what I might want to do is just copy her name, copy her name. Ugh. For some reason, it is highlighting this picture as well. Let's see if this is going to work. And I'm going to paste. Yes, okay. And then I'm going to go look at her profile. I'm not sure, but I think this is the one that pulled up. Nope. Okay, so the one that I was looking at did not pull up. There's tons of people on here. So maybe I don't want to waste time with that because that's just too much. So let's go down here and look at Jim Pollard. Okay, he's in Pennsylvania. Let me see if I can find Jim. Wow. So it is pulling up a ton of Jim Pollocks. This is a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but it was not the same profile picture. One thing you can do is if somebody really does look good, you can go ahead and go straight to their profile from this. But what happens is you can lose that ad you were looking at. So if I looked here, and I'm going to look and see, okay, he's from the United States. He lives in Pennsylvania, so there's some of my requirements. And it says he's a detailer at a car dealership. So that tells me that he more than likely is making a little bit over minimum wage. So that would probably be somebody that I would not connect with. Because I don't see anything about him that tells me that he would be good for network marketing. I'm looking at his pictures. He just doesn't look like somebody that I would connect with. So I can go back. And you can see now when I've hit the back button, I've lost that ad. That's why I was showing you guys to do it the other two ways, but you get the idea now. Okay, and then the second way that I would connect with people is to find an industry leader. So one person that I am connected with is Big Al. Let's see. Go to Tom Schreider's page. Okay, so he is my friend. And so even if he wasn't my friend, I could come here and look at his friends list. Okay, it's going to tell me all of his friends. I don't have to necessarily look at his mutual friends because you can see there's a lot less mutual friends. I want to look under all friends. So I could go down this list and check out people that maybe I'm not already friends with. And you can see if it's got a check mark, that means I'm already friends with them. And since there were 78, there would be a lot of scrolling to do. But eventually, here we go. I'm going to get down here to where it says add a friend. That means I'm not friends with this person. So I'll be like, okay, well, let's check out Jerry. I highlight over his name and it's going to tell me he's mutual friends with at least 4 people that I'm friends with. He works at a holdings company and he's also friends with one of the leaders in network marketing. So he would definitely be somebody that I would want to connect with. So, you know, find leaders that do what you do and check out their list. See, you know, if they have people that you could possibly connect with. And it will tell you here too. Like right here, we have 13 mutual friends, 17, 8, 3 mutual friends, 2, 12. So, you know, this is a good place for me to be as far as like connecting with people, because it's telling me that, you know, I've got, you know, I don't have 200 mutual friends with her. So 19 mutual friends is quite enough for her to probably accept my friend's request, but not enough for me to be in competition with other people that I know, if that makes sense to y'all. Okay, and then the location search. If I want to, let's just go back to my home page. And then if I want to search people, can't spell people in Cary, NC. I typed this in earlier. So I can search people in Cary, NC. It's going to show me all. And then I can kind of go down this list and read a little bit about this person. Lives in Cary, from Raleigh, former contractor, studied business at Campbell. So, you know, somebody who studied business might very well be somebody who would be interested in doing a home-based business. I can see this person has 79 mutual friends. And I can see, you know, he's gone to college, that kind of thing. So just go down this list, and it's going to show, like, I'm already friends with some of these people, but you can just keep scrolling and you'll see where it says add a friend, and then that tells you that you're not friends, but it's still going to show you that you've got 10 mutual friends. And like I was saying before, where this really the location part of it comes into play is in situations where, like, you know, you're going to be speaking in a certain area. You're going to be going to an event for your company and you want to invite people to come. You're going to be traveling to a certain area and you want to make some new friends in that area so you can invite them to come to dinner with you. So that is really going to be helpful down the road. And then the last but not least thing that I wanted to show you guys was the actual friends list search. So if you come here on your home profile and you click friends, and then you come here to find friends. It's going to show you a list of people that you may know, but you can almost bet that they're going to have a really high number of mutual friends on this list. Like here, 127. Excuse me, guys. 42, 49, you know, so you would have to do the same process here, connect with people who maybe don't have as many mutual friends. This person only has 5. And so I would not be connecting with somebody who would be in as much competition with me with the friends that I already have. But I would definitely need to check her profile to see if she's somebody that, excuse me, would possibly fit what I want. I just happen to know that this person is in Canada. So if I was looking for people that are in the US, then that might be a reason why I would not become friends with her. So you just have to make sure that you find people that are under your requirements as what your friends want to be. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Sorry, guys. All of a sudden, I'm losing my voice again. Y'all can unmute yourself and ask questions. Gracious. Unmute yourselves, guys. Ooh.
Where'd you go?
Here we go. I had to turn my fan on. The heat came on and it was killing me.
Oh,
sorry about that.
That's
so what y'all think?
Uh, hang on, I lost you. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay.
I still see you.
I hit the wrong button. Hey, that was really cool. I'm
No.
sorry I missed the first few minutes, but
Well,
okay.
I kind of went back over it when I did the live part.
Oh, okay.
I you guys the steps of where you want to follow, and then I wanted to show you live where to go.
Okay.
And Aaron came up with that PDF scripts thing. That's really, really good, but it's just way too much information.
Man, it's a lot of stuff. Gosh.
Yeah, he really went all out on that. And he apologizes to everybody, but he didn't listen to his wife, and he was picking up stuff that was really, really heavy, and he pulled back out.
And run.
So he's drinking beer to kill the pain.
Oh, wow.
No, he actually he's just not feeling so good because he really did pull it out bad. So
Wow.
there goes my dining room floor getting done this week.
Ain't happening. Not by him.
Yeah, well, he got the destruction part done, and he had put in the new subflooring, and that's what got him, because that's that subflooring that I forget what they call that, OSB board. That stuff's heavy. I mean, really heavy, and he lifted 2 or 3 of them by himself, and he'd gotten back down in the basement and leaned over. He wasn't even picking up a board. He just leaned over to pick something up, and it pulled it because he had just got through lifting all that stuff.
Listen, if this works like that one did the other night that you showed me, now all these people are yakking at me. I'm like, ah.
Between the two trainings, if you guys would follow what I've showed you for cleaning up your list and making new friends, you will have such a targeted list, and it will be amazing how fast your list will grow. Because if you think about it, if you try to do, I'll tell you what I used to do, and I really need to get back in the habit. I would send out 10 friends requests in the morning. And then because I was working throughout the day, as I could pull out my phone, because everybody needs to go to the bathroom, whatever. As I would pull out my phone, I would check to see who had responded. And then maybe try to start a little bit of a conversation and say, well, hey, I'm at work right now, but are you going to be home later on so we can talk? That kind of thing, just a little something just to let them know I'm not totally ignoring them. Or if I happen to be on my lunch hour, because I had sent some friends requests that morning before I went to work, I might take my lunch hour and talk to some folks. And so I was doing that almost every single day. And before I knew it, because I started it like maybe, I want to say about 300, because that was like family and, just people I knew from work and that kind of thing. I really didn't have much of a list at all. But when I really got active in doing this process, I was up to like 2,000 and 3,000 within a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were people that were in the business, not just random people. So it's just a matter of making a little bit of time to do it all. And I understand time is always all of our problems, isn't it? So if you just think about doing it in small sections, 10 people in the morning, little bit of conversation throughout the day, go back, 10 people in the morning, little bit of conversation throughout the day, and then I keep a list. Like if I've sent somebody some friends requests, I'm a big write it down person. So whoever I sent a list of a request to that morning, I put them on my list for that day on my calendar. And then I can go back and highlight the people that I've actually had conversations with. I just take the highlighter and highlight the conversation, the person I talked to. And then if I never do talk to them, I'll kind of go back and flip back through the list. And if they weren't highlighted, I just leave them off. you know, I might double check to make sure that we didn't actually have a conversation and I forgot, but when I go to their profile, but I'll just go ahead and delete them off after about 3 attempts.
Well, you know, yesterday I connected with a guy whose wife left him and he had a couple kids and he was going to retire. He was 50 something, going to retire, and he was going to buy a gas station because he wanted to. It sounded like a real nice guy. But he said he was just getting started on Facebook and didn't know much. This morning it said he didn't connect right on Facebook or something. They deleted all the messages. So, and I spent, I don't know how long talking to this guy. Then today I connected with another lady that she had 4 kids and she sells this fruit juice stuff. And I said, it looks like a real amazing product. It was a nutrition and a weight loss and the whole business. So, you know, in trying to do a conversation, now she wants me to sell her fruit juice.
Well, that's somebody right there, Vicki, that she initially, boom, had a buy my shit conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, no. We talked quite a bit first. She was telling, I asked her, you know, how long
it was
doing this, about her kids. And,
it was your first conversation. It was your first conversation. That's a buy my shit conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do with somebody like that, if they're immediately pushing their product on you, I would say.
No, actually, I didn't get that feeling. She was pushing. I think she wanted to know if I told her I did network marketing and I was just learning and all this. And she said, maybe you'd be interested in selling that, or, you know, working with them.
All right. So one thing that I would never do is I would never tell them that I'm just learning.
No?
You have to come off as the authority.
Well,
what's going to happen is every single conversation that you have, they're going to try to pull you into their business because they're doing the same thing you're doing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do that, every single conversation you have is going to be a buy my shit conversation. And you don't want that. You're trying to form connections so you can talk to them and attract them to you to buy your stuff. Mm-hmm. So what I would say to somebody who had that conversation with me, you know, we chatted about the weather or whatever, and then she brought up her stuff, I would say, well, right now I'm already in a network marketing business and I'm totally focused on the product or service that I'm already working with. And I just don't think that I can take on anything else right now.
Well, actually, that's why I contacted her, because I saw this fruit juice stuff. And I thought, I said, how do you actually work at a store, or do you do this on? And she said, through social media mostly. And she said, I just started a few months ago. And I thought, oh, excellent person to try to promote this with the online marketing, but I guess I'm just not real good at doing it yet.
Okay. So I try very hard to have a normal conversation with people, but it's going to happen. You know, I mean, that's happened to all of us. We start a conversation. They're a network marketer. They're trying to push their stuff just like you're trying to push yours, but they're just going to go ahead and go for the kill, you know. And that tells me that they are not very experienced at all when they do that.
People go for my juggler while I was connecting these people, and I'm like, yeah.
Exactly. That repels me immediately.
Yeah. It's like,
but if they do that, you need to be the authority and turn the tables. Okay. You can say something like this. Okay, Jan, I really appreciate you offering me to join your juice company because it really looks like great juice, and I really hope that you do excellent with it. But right now I'm so totally focused on working with this company that teaches people how to build businesses online. I just don't think that I can handle or give the amount of attention to a new business. But because you are building a business online, you really may be interested in what I have. because we teach people how to attract new customers.
Yeah, I kind of said that. I asked her to go check my page. And then I said, I have to go to the store. I'll connect with you later, which I haven't done yet, but this was earlier today. So she said, okay.
Yeah. So what I would do in that instance is I would give Jan the link to my 10-day boot camp and say, well, you know, right now, I need to run out for a minute, but I'd love to send you the link to my free 10-day boot camp for you to check that out. And all you have to do is put in your email, and they'll send you an email per day for the attraction marketing bootcamp training. It's absolutely free, but they will offer you to buy the full product for half price when you sign up for the bootcamp. But you don't have to buy it if you don't want to. Just want to give you the free bootcamp, and I'll talk to you later. If you have any questions, just message me back, and I'll answer you as soon as I can.
Now, when you say send them the link, do I actually copy the whole link and send it to her in Messenger, or do I actually sent her to my page?
What page?
My fan page.
Do you have your boot camp connected to your fan page somehow?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you have that, I send them my link. You know, I send them the link.
Oh, that's probably a better idea, because then they have to go looking for it.
Because you're making them go through hoops. You know?
Okay. That's a good idea.
But if it's somebody that's connected with you already on your fan page, you could say, just click the Learn More button on my fan page, and it's going to take you straight to the boot camp, or wherever you have it set up.
That's why I said, remember I told you I had all these 3,000 friends? Well, I did get rid of a lot of them. They were like from Nigeria or things like this. I did spend a lot of time I still have over 2,000 on there. But I'm kind of surprised that I got a lot of likes. I got a lot of likes. And I'm surprised nobody signed up for their boot camp. Yeah. Maybe I don't.
Well, you know, and so like a lot of people on this training don't necessarily have the boot camp. So what maybe you need to do, Vicki, is create your own free lead magnet. You could create a little training that would be along the lines of something that you would want your people to have, and ask them to opt in to your email list if you have an autoresponder.
Oh, I don't know how to do all that yet.
Yeah. Well, if you're not at that level yet, then I would say you still need to focus on using the bootcamp link. But instead of trying to push people to your fan page to get it, I really feel like right now, while you're starting out, you're trying to make people jump through too many hoops. So just have the conversation and send them to the link itself.
And how do I do that? Do I copy the link and then paste it into like this messenger that I'm talking to them? Oh, yep. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. But you've got to learn how.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, you've got to learn how to turn those tables, because, I mean, Helen, wouldn't you agree? Mm-hmm. Almost everybody you're talking to, they're network marketers. They want to sell their stuff, and you can be excited for them and happy that they're doing what they're doing, and tell them how great you think their product is, but then just gracefully say, you know, I just couldn't give it the time and attention right now, but because you're doing this, I think you might be interested in what I have, because it's going to help you get more customers. Mm-hmm. You know,
help you get more what?
Customers.
Oh, customers.
So you just turn those tables and you be the authority figure in the conversation, and you shut down that buy my shit conversation, because that's not where you.
You know, I really didn't. I think I presented this wrong to you. I really didn't get that feeling, because this didn't come. I actually connected with her because I saw something.
Well, I'm sure you didn't get that feeling and, you know, maybe you really did connect, but the very first conversation you had with her, she presented her offer. So I call that a buy my ship conversation, no matter how you look at it. I could talk to Helen and think she's the best thing since sliced bread. But if it's the first conversation that I've had with her and she presents her products or services to me, I'm going to walk away feeling like I just got slimed.
Exactly.
Unless I take the authority role and say,
Oh, okay.
thank you so much, you know, but I just don't feel like I could give it the time or the attention because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. But because you're doing this, I really think that you would benefit from this training that I have, because it's going to teach you how to get more customers. Everybody needs more customers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. That was good.
All right, guys. Well, it is 9 o'clock. So do y'all have any more questions for me about the training itself?
Excellent training. Thank you.
Okay. So just put the two together. And I think between the two, between cleaning the list and making new friends, this is going to get you guys on the prospecting and recruiting path that you haven't been on in quite a while, because I know everybody here, you know, replay watching or live, not picking on anybody, even myself, have kind of been out of the prospecting and recruiting groove. And I understand how easy it can be, because, you know, I personally, just since we started this group, have had so many life changes. You know, we've had, we started the group. That was a life change right there, because it was something else that we weren't used to doing. And then we made the decision to rebrand our business. That was huge, you know, and then from there, I took a full-time job, which was like, I still can't believe I did it.
Hey, Paul, would you clear out?
And now, you know, Erin's retiring, and it's like, I understand all these transitions.
Thank you.
And it's so easy to get lost in the mix of everything that we need to do. And it can get overwhelming. You can feel like you just want to pull your hair out. You can feel like you just want to quit, give it up. But we have to learn to manage our expectations of ourselves, because we're usually the hardest people on ourselves, is ourselves. We push ourselves too much sometimes. So you have to just manage those expectations, but you've also got to work in all the nuts and bolts, because this business does not work unless you have all the nuts and bolts going. And that's why this group is so important, because you guys have learned how to do stuff that it would have taken you 6 months to try to figure out on your own. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you agree, Jan? Helen? I mean, I know Vicky's just kind of new, but I mean, from the training that we've been through so far, I mean, I think we're on training 30, this is 37 or 38, something like that. And so in 37 weeks, think about what you didn't know, you know now.
But it took me years, Wendy.
Yeah.
And
So,
something that I would have never known.
Are you pretty much successful now, Jen? Do you feel like you're where you want to be, or?
I don't think anybody ever feels like they're where they want to be.
Not
But
yet.
certainly a whole lot closer than I was.
I mean, you know, it's just a matter of every year you grow. You learn how to have better conversations. You learn to use the right tools. You learn how to connect with the right people. You learn how to make the most of certain situations that you're in. Like when, oh my God, when Jan went to NES, which is our training in Vegas, for those that are on the replay that might not be familiar with Elite Marketing Pro, that's our yearly event. Jan made a name.
No excuses thing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
She made a name for herself, because she got up there and she hooped and hollered and she motivated people, and you know, people know who she is now.
Yeah, they said that crazy woman that was at
Yeah, the crazy woman. And so that's okay. That's cool because
Yeah.
when they see her name and they see her face, they're like, oh, I know that chick. And it's about being omnipresent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you guys don't know what that word means, it means being everywhere, all the time, everywhere. Well, we can't really do that. Can we really? We have to automate.
Mm-hmm.
We have to learn how to use these tools that make us look like we are omnipresent. And that is what this stuff is about. Attraction marketing, the Facebook Lives, using these strategies, okay, just like I've taught you today. Some people are just still hunting and pecking through Facebook, just trying to find people to be friends with. They're making friends with everybody and anybody, and it's not doing them any good. So what you just learned, what you just learned in 2 weeks has propelled you probably a year ahead of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because
well, that's what I was doing. I got all these friends from God knows where. I mean, you know, and you know, so I've been deleting a lot of them. But that's one of the things. It seems like it's so time consuming because when I find somebody that is good to engage in a conversation, it takes so long. I mean, it seems like we text back and forth. Am I wrong for spending that much time with them, or I thought that's how you got to know somebody?
I typically talk to somebody until the conversation kind of ends, you know, or I need to go do something, or I have a meeting. And I don't make it like, I might start the conversation on my computer, but if I actually got somebody who's engaging with me, I might take my phone and go do other things throughout my house while I'm having that conversation, so I don't feel like I'm wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying? I kind of make it like a dual thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be short with anybody, but you don't want to spend 2 hours either.
No.
One thing that I have done, if I really start engaging with somebody and I feel like I'm really having a good conversation and we've got a lot in common and we're just really connecting, you know, there's just those people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, hey, my fingers are getting tired and I really want to talk to you some more. Let's get on the phone. Can I call you? Because you can call people straight from Facebook. You don't even have to know their number. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got all those goofy calls. Remember those goofy calls?
Yeah,
I was getting last
exactly. You can call them straight from Facebook. You don't have to have their phone number. So if you feel like you're really spending a lot of time texting and it's starting to get old, you can just try to move it to a phone conversation. And if I ever move it to a phone conversation, to me, that's level 2. So if they agree to get on the phone with me, you damn skippy, I'm going to present them my offer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm not going to waste that opportunity because a phone conversation is a higher level of a connection. So
Well, you say make your offer. What are you going to offer them? You're not going to offer them the free boot camp at that point, right? You're going to offer them more.
I'm going to offer them what they need.
Mm-hmm.
I have had enough of a conversation with them by that point. I know what they need. And see, I'm more experienced than you, so I have more in my toolbox. I have my coaching, you know, practice, and then I have my Elite Marketing Pro, and then I have my network marketing company. So I have several areas. I have a membership site for building landing pages. I have Aweber for autoresponders. I have a lot of things that I do affiliate. So if I'm talking to somebody and they just happen to mention, well, I really want to start email marketing, but I don't know how, and I don't know what to do, I'll say, I do. So I can hook you up with Aweber, and I can hook you up with my landing page creator, and I will show you how, as part of joining with me, I'll show you how to use the landing page creator and hook it up with your email marketing and get that going for you. You see what I'm saying? So I want to have a conversation with somebody to find out what they really need. Just like that lady I was telling you guys about that I just connected with.
Mm-hmm.
We had a conversation about snow.
About what?
Snow.
Oh, snow.
It led to her telling me she just had a knee replacement out of the blue.
Wow.
Out of the blue. So then I told her, oh my gosh, I was an occupational therapist for 15 years. I know how rough those knee replacements can be.
Mm-hmm.
You should buy my BioFreeze pain gel that I have because that stuff is the bomb. She said, her comment was, I need something for sure.
Wow.
I turned around and I said, here's my link. Follow that link, and it's the 5th product on the products tab. So if she goes to that link, hits the product tab and scrolls down, she's going to see the BioFreeze gel, and then it's going to be up to her whether she buys or not. But what did I do? I had a conversation. I found a need. I have a product that fits that need, and I gave her my link. I left it to her to buy.
Don't throw the magazines away.
So in a couple of days, I'll follow back up with her and say, did you get a chance to check out the BioFreeze? And if she says no, I'll say, girlfriend, you need to. It's going to really help you.
Oh.
So it's all about growing and learning how to have conversations and growing and learning what to put in your toolbox. And by toolbox, I mean affiliate links. And, you know, everybody's going to be different because, you know, Jan and Helen both have taken the life coach path. I'm a marketing and sales coach.
What's a life coach thing? What is that?
What is a life coach? There's somebody that can, you know, help you with different situations in life and teach you some people skills and how to handle different types.
Oh, like a psychology coach or something, right?
Sorry?
Like a psychology coach?
Oh, no, not exactly. Just like an everyday life coach. Stuff that happens to you and how you can handle it and suggestions and tips, and then how you can use those same tips to grow and build your business if you're in business. Right.
Yeah.
Do you both do this life coach thing?
Yeah, but they're both different. So, like, you know, Vicki, you had talked about because you're a nurse, and I'm not really sure. I think you said you only had EMP products. So maybe down the road, something that would fit you really well would be a health and wellness product. So, you know, you might.
I have my degree is in behavioral studies, but I thought when you said life coach, you were talking about something related to internet marketing for life or something. I don't know what I thought, but I just feel like I'm very confused right now. But okay.
Well, and I think,
congratulations, you're human.
yeah.
Thank you.
I think probably what you need to do right now, Vicki, is just sit back a little bit and enjoy the ride a little bit more. I think I learned the most by just kind of sitting back and listening. And when I learn something new, go put it to use, go practice it. And not worry so daggone much about sales right now. Because what's going to happen is if you're so worried about sales, you are going to repel every person you talk to. When you stop worrying about sales is when you'll make them. Y'all agree?
Absolutely, 100%.
We've all done it. Every single one of us have done it.
When you get so stressed out and so rushed and you're trying to learn every piece of everything that you're hearing and that's coming at you from all these different directions, and you're going to continue to hear that because we're in an industry of, like Wendy said, industry leaders. We're in an organization full of people who have, you get a look at the miles down the road they already are from where we are, right? So you can't, yeah, you can learn from them, but you can't put yourself in them same shoes from where you sit and pick up what they're doing and take off running with it.
Yep.
All right, that's where you're going to go. That's what's going to happen. And when I started and I started putting that pressure on myself that, oh my goodness, I got to learn what Aweber is. Oh my goodness, got to know what this is. Oh my goodness, got to know what this is. What's this piece? And then when I started talking to people, it was just almost like I was in network marketing. You know, I used to hear a joke that would say, the worst two things you can have a conversation with is a brand new born again Christian and a network marketer who just came out of their meeting, right? So, they're both going to throw up all over you, right? But here's the thing. It happens with affiliate marketers too, because I'm guilty. You know, you get around people that you get excited about this stuff. And even if you're having a virtual conversation, you can't wait for them to just stop typing long enough for you to say, here's my stuff, go buy it, right? Or here's this, go buy it. Or here's this, go buy it. And then on the opposite end, just like Wendy told you a minute ago, with some of these people, look, there are sharks in the waters, baby, and they are looking for their next target, right? And you give them a glimmer, I mean, a tiny slither of an opening, like Wendy was saying, don't tell them you're just learning, right? Because they're like, aha,
Newbie.
that's you, real you in, baby. Gotcha.
Oh, I thought that was a good way to engage, because I thought, well, they'll realize I'm learning too, and if they're going to learn, we'll learn together, kind of thing. You know,
Yeah,
no, I
but
guess
they're
not.
going to learn you on their product. They don't want to learn on yours. You got it? There's
I got
a difference. They're going to sell to you because you just told them you're learning, and they're like, aha, maybe I'm a step or three ahead of this chick. I can sell her my stuff before she tries to sell me hers. All right.
Yep.
So it's like sharks swimming with sharks at that point. What Wendy's saying is absolutely what I found to be true. I think Helen has too. Once you unplug from that and just sit back and realize, okay, I've got a piece over here that I don't know about yet. I'm going to go learn this piece. Okay, and if you're doing these training videos, you replaying Wendy's videos, you replay them, you push pause when Wendy says, okay, this is number 1, how you can find friends. Push pause. Go do step 1. Work on that. When you get good at step 1, then come back to the video and go through step 2, right? Because that is a lesson that took me almost a year to learn. And I'm going to tell you who told me to do that. That lady's sitting right there. So that's what's good about being leverage affiliates. You know, we all need people to put a rope on us sometime and say, whoa, Nelly, slow down. And yeah. I think that's, you know, I know it helped me, and I think it's helped Helen too. So
I have to agree, Jan, because I was the kind that was in overwhelmed mood, had to do it all, and then everything was falling apart. But like you said, pause.
That's the way I feel. That's the way I feel. Yeah.
Next step. Yeah, and it unfortunately I had to learn the hard way, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Just part of it.
Are both of you ladies in the Elite Marketing Pro?
Yes.
You're both in the EMP, the Elite Marketing, yeah. Okay. And that alone is overwhelming because there's so much.
Well, and see, that's what, you know, this group is not about Elite Marketing Pro.
Right.
No.
But I think it complements it well because if you go back, Vicki, to the very first training, it's the very first one. I don't know if you guys remember my very first night with everybody in Leverage Affiliates. I was in a hotel traveling.
I remember.
And it was like, oh my God, it just ended up hitting that way.
Yeah.
And it was a mastermind talk. Yeah. And it was a very heartful, this is going to be a step-by-step program. Mm-hmm. This is going to change how you think about yourself, how you think about your business, but it's also going to basically kind of pull you in. I'm not going to bullshit with you. I'm going to tell you like it is, and if you don't like that kind of coaching, I'm probably not your coach. Y'all agree? I mean, I'm super nice and sweet, but I will tell you when you need to calm the fuck down.
Well, and you also challenge us. You know, you'll give us something that we don't know about.
Yeah.
It's like, and then your homework is, you know, you get that little deal at the end.
Yeah, they always love the end of the training because They know that their homework is coming. And I think in one of them, I was like, and your homework is nothing. And they were like,
that one. I remember that one. Yeah. But anyway, it's all good. If you just take a chill pill, you're not going to get it all overnight. You're not going to get it all in a month, and you ain't going to get it all in a year. This is a long-term, long-haul road that you're on. Okay. Network marketing is not a get rich quick. Affiliate marketing is not. Learning stuff is not going to happen fast. Okay. You will learn it and you will utilize it. And the more you use it, the more you'll learn it. And just, you know, like I said, learn one little thing and then go tell everybody on Facebook about that one little thing. The one little thing, not the 1,000 things that you've just heard and are totally overwhelmed with.
Bingo.
One thing. One thing.
and one thing too, Vicki, I can set you up an affiliate link. And so if you are talking to people who are in your same boat,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that are needing to learn, or, you know, maybe they're a little bit ahead of the game, but they're still not really making sales, you can actually affiliate for us too. So now you have two things in your toolbox. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
As you grow, you're going to find out about different things you can affiliate for. You're going to find out how to talk to different people, because like I'm probably going to have a little bit of a different conversation with Helen than I'm going to have with Jan. They're two different people. They're two beautiful people, but they're different. So Jan's needs are going to be different than Helen's needs. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
And so that is going to be the way every business owner is.
That's right.
Everybody's at a different level of learning. They have different things they want to achieve. They're going in different directions as far as what their business is about. So until you have those conversations and get to know them as a person, and then start learning a little bit more about their business, you have nothing to offer them.
That's right.
And that's why I say do not offer them anything in your first conversation.
Yep. Because you don't know nothing.
Know 'em. Yeah, you don't know what to give them. Unless they just, like I said, like that lady.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's different.
Talked over 2 days, and she just happened to, I'm having a knee replacement, or she just had a knee replacement and I'm in a lot of pain. That was, you know, hey, I have something that will help you.
Yeah.
So if you're offering something of value, that's a little different than a buy my shit conversation.
Absolutely.
You know, so you have to know when to gauge that stuff. And that, how do we learn that, guys? Practice.
Practice.
Failure.
Many times.
Very
Many times.
60 sales months. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, am I right or am I wrong?
Oh, yeah.
It would just be so rewarding and wonderful to even look at my thing and say, oh, gee, I made 50 cents today, or I haven't done anything yet. And I guess that's overwhelming in itself and frustrating.
But you
Let me ask you a question. Before you started this Elite Marketing Pro journey, did you have a fan page?
No.
Congratulations, you've done something. You are successful.
Thank you. But you know what I did do? I hooked up with this Rory Rickard, who I think I told you I could not work with their coach. She was just a little overwhelming for me. And then I also joined ClickBank University. So I feel like I've spent all this money. So that's probably why I'm a little bit anxious too to start making some sales.
Well, we've all been there, because I mean, which one of us hasn't spent
Yeah, me too. I got to go.
okay.
Hi, Helen. Thank you so much.
Oh, good gracious, it's 9:30, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
All
Love
right,
you, Mel.
real quick though, which one of us has not spent a shit ton of money and not made any sales from it? Anybody here?
No, oh, you've all done that? Oh, then I'm
Yeah,
not
I've
alone.
done that. I've got 3 T-shirts to prove it. So
I probably have 10.
You probably do. You've been doing it longer than me.
So this isn't unusual to be, I'll try this, I'll try this, I'll try this.
But I'll tell you, stop
Stick with
trying
it,
that
Vicki.
and focus
Yeah.
on one.
Just you're where you need to be right now. You've got EMP, you've got this group. Quit it.
Mhm.
You know,
Stop.
Nothing else.
Stop comparing yourself, Vicki.
Yeah.
That's very true, Helen.
Okay. Love you all
You like
now.
my
All right.
page?
Love you. See you next week.
All right.
Gotta run.
All right, thank
Bye,
you.
Sally.
What did you say to do on the fan page? Oh, I guess they're up. Oh, okay.